was a place in the world, any resist fantasy. Take a ride in the sky, on a ship, fantasize. All your dreams will come true right away. And we will live together until the 12th of never. Our voice will ring forever as one. You will find other kind of you that have been in search of you. Many lives has brought us to recognize it's your life now and with you. As you stay for the play, fantasy has a star for you. A glowing light will see you through. It's your day, shining day, all your dreams come true. We'll wish upon a star. Dreams will take you very far, yeah. We'll wish upon a dream. Life ain't always what it seems, oh yeah. Once you see your light so clear, the sky so happy. You're a shining star, no matter who you are, shining bright to see what you can truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life could truly be. Shining star for you to see what your life could truly be. When you feel down and out, sing a song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need a time to shout. Sing a song. Yeah, yeah. Sing a singer, 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 singer. Sing a song. Singer, 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 singer. Sing a song. Singer, 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 singer. Sing a song. Singer, singer, singer. If you sing a song a day, it will make a better way. Yeah, 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 Do you remember the 21st night of September? Love was changing the minds of pretenders while chasing the clouds away. Yeah, our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember the true love we shared today. Yeah, yeah, party on. Hey, say that you remember. Party on. Oh yeah, dancing in September. Party on. Never was a cloudy day. It was a party on. Say that you remember. Party on. Dancing in September. Party on. Never was a cloudy day.
I came home from the road. This is not long ago. I've been gone for, if you can picture, I was gone for weeks and weeks. And when I came back, nobody was home. Now, one person in my family thought that maybe I'd like to see them when I got back. Like, they knew when I was coming back, but they just weren't home. And that was a wake-up call. You know, like when my kids were little, and the tour bus would pull up to the house, these motherfuckers would spill out. Dad is home, hooray! And they'd hug me and kiss me, and then as the years went on, they'd get less interested. Hey everybody, look, it's Mr. Promises back from the road. But an empty house, that's some cold shit. And I went into my oldest son's room. I was like, hello, hello. He was gone. And I'd never done this to him before, but for some reason I just did it. I just looked through his shit. Just to see who this motherfucker was becoming. And I found these notebooks and I started going through the notebooks and it was all this wonderful poetry in them.
Open the door, close the door, I am so confused.
Written in his handwriting. I didn't even know this wrote poems. And then I looked through his drawers and I opened up his drawer and I found this rolling paper. And I looked down at them papers like, oh, that's where that poetry's coming from. And that shit broke my heart. I mean, I smoked weed, but I mourned my son's innocence. And I cried a little bit. And I took his papers upstairs to my room. Rolled some weed that I'd hid from the family. And I got really high. And then I got paranoid. So I put his papers back how I found them. So he wouldn't know what I was up to. Won't even know that happened until he sees the special. Yeah, I found your papers.
Hey, Sketchy Squad, it's Big Sketch here. If you like this animation, please leave a like and comment. Let me know which animation you want to see next. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in the back of a can. You can make it round the world when it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Yeah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. The popcorn world.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. Hey, what's up? It's your man Lloyd Spence, and I'm so excited because it's been a great football season already. You'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends at betonline.ag. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like Major League Baseball, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive your rewards. Why? Because it's BetOnline, and that's where the game starts. And tell them the Noise Maker sent you.
What's that saying? Breaking down the rumor and smelling out. Speaking for the people who must go around. Taking truth to power with a whisper and a shout. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Hey yeah, say it again, say we're talking noise. Yeah, talking noise. Really don't have to fool around. Mama noise keeps us lined up. When truth divine, the sound that you hear is a sign of success. We're talking noise. Oh yeah, talking noise. Yeah, picking up all the sound. We're talking noise. Yeah. Talking noise. Say it again. We're talking noise.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. Noise, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother Noise, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle Noise, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
love it. We're back in the game. White organist, do what you do, brother. I know that is. That's that boy, white boy. Now, y'all get ready and let's have some fun. Right here on this podcast. Please let me know. That's all right. Ready. That church man got time right now. Put that check out. Love of the Lord. Let's have some fun. Right here on this podcast. Dr. You see how you worked that good right away with this? So bad self. But here's the fun today. All right. Mama Noise, what's up?
Hey,
How you doing today?
I'm well.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Oh man, it's good to see you, Mama Noise. You
In the
looking
words of my godfather, it's good to be seen.
good to be seen. And in the words of Al B, good to be seen and not viewed. Wow, that's actually good, Mama Noise. He's right about that.
Okay.
If you being viewed, that's a whole different situation that you in.
Correct.
That's correct. That's right. So yeah, I side with Al B on that one. Been an interesting weekend, but we've had fun. Shout out to the noisemakers who pulled up on Saturday night and kicked it with us.
Hey, Dion.
As we did the Uncorked Wine Awards. And shout out to our Uncorked Wine Award winner, Mr. Daniel Bell. He's Uncorked Wine of the Year. My apologies. We have still not given out the Noisemaker of the Year award, and that is solely because the final prize we have not been able to nail it down. That's the only thing stopping somebody from getting the Noisemaker of the Year award. So as soon as we lock that down, we will give out that award. It'll probably be, hopefully it'll be tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll be able to lock our award person down and lock it on down. So, but it's good to see everybody, man. It's good to see Al B's in the building. Why you say it like that, Mama Noise?
No, I was thinking about, I'm looking forward to us getting a movie segment because I see Dion in the chat, and I'm thinking, I'm sure he's always wanting to give us the update on the up-to-date the movies that
Latest stuff.
Yeah, he just posted today that about the tickets on sale for Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, well, the new trailer came out. Well, we hadn't even started that segment of In Case You Missed the Monday, but I guess you like jumping the gun. But that's fine, Mama Noise. I like to welcome you and the people first.
Come on in the room.
Yeah, let them come on in the room.
Come on in the room. Okay. We in.
Just let them come in first.
We in the room.
Mama Noise be excited when she listen. When it comes to Marvel stuff, she can't hardly contain herself.
Like a kid on Christmas morning.
Like a kid on Christmas morning. Please, can I open it the night before? Please.
Can I at least open one?
But I think we know who the new Black Panther has been revealed, unless they got a twist coming that we ain't prepared for. But I know at the end, since we already hear Mama Noise, you done spoiled it. It's got to be Letitia, doesn't it?
I don't know. I haven't seen the trailer.
Oh, But then never mind.
But Dion is in the chat with the comment to your response to your comment.
It looks good. It looks like that you going. It looks like we're gonna be all be in tears over the whole thing. Like it's gonna be. I mean, I ain't gonna say we're gonna be in tears, but we're gonna be. The dust is gonna be flowing in the air. I'll say it that way.
No, it's gonna be a lot of emotion.
We might not be. I might need to go on and get these tickets. Otherwise, we ain't gonna be able to go.
You think it's gonna be sold out everywhere?
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be sold out everywhere. The blacks are coming.
What?
The blacks are coming. They are coming. So let's talk to Al B. Al B, what's going on, man?
What's up, fam? Well, I just stopped by, let everybody know my feet were back on the ground in the great state of Kentucky, the fine city of Louisville.
So you have returned back to your humble abode.
Oh gosh.
Or you back in the city. I don't want to rat you out. I mean, you might be. You're back though, is what you're saying.
I am. I'm home. Beat.
Beat. Did you enjoy the game?
I did. I enjoyed not only the game, but I enjoyed the 4 days and 4 nights that I spent in the great state of Texas. You know what I did learn? Dallas should be
What's
a
that?
state in its own.
That is true.
Dallas should be its own state.
That is true. There's a lot going on in that area. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Anthony Bruce saying he don't cry at movies. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see. You know, as you get older, you get more emotional. So there you go. Dion's already planning to see it in 3D, so there's that. Okay. Yeah, the Dallas-Fort Worth area there's a lot going on. I mean, there's a lot going on all the time. But it doesn't feel like a New York. It doesn't feel like overly busy. It just feels like a lot going on.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. That's a good analogy.
Anthony Bruce is prying. Did you spend your nights alone?
Other than being in places that had other people, absolutely.
Right. But I like the noisemakers just wanted to know, I guess. They just was curious to see if this was a solo trip. But I got you.
There you go. There you
go. What was your favorite part of the trip? Was it Wally World or Jerry World?
My favorite part of the trip was absolutely the game, not so much Jerry's World. I didn't get a big kick out of the extravagance of AT&T Stadium, although, you know, I can admire it and it was nice. Can't wait to go back so that I could schedule the tour of the stadium. But the game itself was the climax of my 4-day adventure. So I really enjoyed the atmosphere of the crowd. You know, the 2 or 3 times when they played the little mariachi music, and my Hispanic brothers and sisters just got ecstatic and, you know, showing their support. So it was nice. It was really good.
Nice. It really is a spectacle. Like, it is a very much Jerry knows how to put on a show. Jerry definitely knows how to put on a show, and I ain't mad at him for that. So listen, you can say whatever you want to say about the team or whatever, but the man is nothing short of he knows how to present a great product. So,
but he got to be ashamed of his damn self charging $6 for a bottle of water. And I'm just saying.
Well, listen, he also knows how to turn a profit. So, to your point, he is not ashamed of himself. In fact, he has created a scenario where you want me on that water. You need me on that water. So, did it have cowboys on it? Just out of curiosity.
No, it did not. It was. Is that a brand? Deja Blue.
Yes.
So
yes,
that's
it's
the.
brand. They don't have Deja Blue in Kentucky.
I don't pay attention.
Okay, yeah, but it is a brand.
But
yes.
he also sold core water. But for 50 cents more, you could get the core. So
Got you. Well, that's what's up, man. Well, we are thrilled that you had a good time, brother. I am thrilled. I'll say that. And yeah, man. And then made it back safe. That's also the best part. He made it back safe.
I did.
There you go.
Everything went well.
Yep. Mama Noise, what are you doing? Why you got that look on your face? You realize we can see you?
I like how you cleaned that up and said, at least I'm glad that you had.
Well, because I'm sure you are glad, but I just wanted to, I'm just speaking on my behalf, and I'll let you speak. Because you may want to give sentiments on your own to Al. I don't want to speak for you. That's rude.
She's upset that I wasn't able to stop by Fiesta and get her some avocados.
See, that's sad.
Wow.
I was employed though, Mama Noise. I could have stopped by for you. I was right there.
And you was gonna bring me back the contraband of avocados from Mexico.
Yeah, I could have swung. What is it? 4 hours to Pine Bluff. I could.
Don't be playing.
6 hours, but okay.
Okay.
I was crushed that I didn't get to see you.
Yeah, we were disappointed. We really would like to have seen you.
The girls was like, how you stretching towards something, you just like, I could reach it if I was just a little bit taller.
They probably was like, oh, he would wait till we're in Arkansas.
That's exactly what they said, actually.
So I have sad news to start out in case you missed it Monday.
Or nobody bring me no bad news.
Well, I don't know if it's bad news. It might be sad news, but it's bad. And I don't know what it is. Remember Dan Jewett? Dan Jewett is the teacher that swept Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, off her feet.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where it's like, oh, boo, I love you. Let's get married. And he was like, you don't mind that I don't have $1 billion plus? She's like, no, baby, I got enough money for the both of us. Well, that issue didn't work out. They are getting a divorce.
Yep, after 2 years. I saw that. Yeah.
2 years. The petition is in the courts. I think he was the one that filed it in California.
He probably ain't too pleased with how frequently and how much money she giving away. Didn't she just give away like a $12 million home?
She doing the most, bro.
I believe it was 2 mansions. She gave away from Beverly Hills or something.
Well, whatever it is, he ain't happy. And so the question is,
I hope for her sake and the black community that there was some sort of prenup, because she's been awful generous.
Well, that's what I'm trying to understand. It said, despite her wealth, the divorce would likely be pretty standard and vanilla. Who viewed the filing, which was submitted to Washington State on Monday. The court documents did not confirm the presence of a prenup agreement.
They're gonna be like, he gets to leave this marriage with what he came in with.
Surely he ain't gonna get half of money.
Not after 2 years.
Not after 2 years. Surely you gotta stay longer than 2 years to get
half of $27 billion.
Was the marriage that bad?
Where's Jay? You know, he's always said she deserves every penny she can get. I wonder if it's the same with him.
I wonder if it's the same. We would have to add Jay join it if you. I know you probably en route.
Every penny of what in 24 months?
Well, he said
what? What could he possibly? You mean his teacher salary?
He loved that woman.
Mama
You can't
Noise.
put a price tag on that.
He's a science teacher.
Mama Noise. That man quit his job.
Now wait a minute.
To be the love of her life, and now it's over.
She can break him off 50,000 hours. How much his teacher salary is?
No, you gotta break me off more than that. Al, they want to know that you bring back.
Not if he was distinguished. If he was distinguished, it was 50,000.
Okay, 65.
Why you can't just break him off a cool meal? You giving money to people on the street?
What in the world? Why ain't y'all trying to work it out? Why has it got to be a divorce?
And maybe he was, and she bailed on the workout. You know, she got
Anthony Bruce. Anyway, talking to you about no school loans. You know,
right? At minimum, he ought to get his school loans paid off. Though I agree with Anthony Bruce.
Well, hell, Uncle Joe just forgave all them. So
yeah, but he don't qualify. He was married to her. She's worth $27 billion. He ain't qualified.
True.
He got to get back to being broke to qualify for that. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all unfolds. Will he walk away as at least a millionaire? At least, listen, he can't go back. You can't be a 27 billionaire and then go back to being the dude that eats at Applebee's every week. No, you done had a taste of the high life.
See men trying to do that type of stuff all the time. You was with the woman for however long, and all of a sudden you want to drop her back off where you got it. Take her back to the strip club.
Mama Noise, and y'all don't like it when men do it to women. So let's do it. Let's be equality here. That man put in the time.
That's what it is, equality.
It's equality. Let's you know, he deserves the same.
Men be like, why can't she go back out and get her a job? What's her problem? As if.
I don't understand what the problem is, Mama Noise. Why you got such an attitude toward this man on his
guys be trying to act like, you know, just take her back to what she was doing before she met. She should have brought that to the table.
Do you like that when guys do that? No, I'm asking you, do you like guys to do that?
No.
Okay, so that's what we're saying. It should be equal. If you don't like it for guys to have to go back to their situation, why should he have to go back to his situation? You can't have it both ways, Mama Noise.
No, I feel like both ways.
So you're a hypocrite, is what you're saying.
No, I'm saying you be like, come in, be my little woman, be my helpmeet and my half and all that stuff. Like, you know, just what you want. And then soon as, you know, you got 2 years, goodness gracious.
It don't matter. It wouldn't matter if it was the other way around. You wouldn't be saying that. So why does it matter now?
What do you mean the other way around?
If it was a woman leaving a man after only 2 years, you'd be like, it didn't work out and he should break off. If it was Jeff Bezos divorcing his 2-year boo, you'd be like, Jeff got it. Give up the loot, bruh.
I would be like, you can't use Jeff as an example because she was with Jeff in the beginning.
No, but what he's saying is absolutely true. If it was the other way around, be like, he can afford it.
Yeah, Mama, no, don't change the narrative. We're talking about the 2 years. He spent 2 years in that marriage. If somebody else would have spent 2 years in a marriage with Jeff Bezos, you'd be saying she deserves to get broke off.
Why we keep using Jeff Bezos as the actual?
Because it's a comparison. It's billionaires. That's the point. The point is she's a billionaire and he was married to her for 2 years. If Jeff was a billionaire married to somebody for 2 years, you want her to get her money. The girl that's leaving to get her money. So why can't Dewey Decimal get his money? What's his name?
Dewey Decimal.
I couldn't remember his name.
You need a drop for that. It's a shame you don't know his name. You talking about?
I just can't remember his name.
Talking about Mackenzie Bezos, and then gonna talk about I don't know his name though.
I couldn't remember his name. Why is that racist?
You don't remember his name, but yet you want him half. You want him.
It was Dewey something.
God damn, that was racist.
Boy, right. Dan Jewett. I'm sorry.
That have nothing to do with Dewey.
Well, Jewett, Dewey, same type of stuff.
Yeah, decimal. It's all good.
It's all the same.
Ain't nobody. Tara, thank you for coming to save me from this. All this testosterone.
Save you from nothing. Mama Noise, fair is fair. Let that man get his come up like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Tara, they trying to say Mackenzie Bezos' husband wants to divorce her after 2 years, and he should get a couple of mil. What say you, Sarah?
Anyway, I got it out just fine, Tom. I got it in and out just fine, Paul.
I thought you had Al as your backup.
I got it in and out just fine. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here.
Anyway.
But anyway, that's where we started tonight. I was trying to see what the documents. Have y'all heard about this Aretha Franklin story? The FBI tracked her for 40 years.
Yes.
Because she was part of the, once she aligned herself with Dr. Martin Luther King and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And then she also bailed out Angela Davis and members of the Black Panther Party and all that stuff. So they started tracking her movements and death threats that were going against her and stuff like that.
They think she was a criminal?
No, your boy, he was on some shiesty type stuff. What's his name? Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover. He was on some shiesty stuff, and he had firmly convinced himself and tried to convince others that the biggest threat to stability and governmental growth in this country was the movement of civil rights movement. So that's why they labeled Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and others threats, enemies of the state, if you will. And so they tracked her like they track anybody else.
Well, it sounds like they tracked a lot of people.
They did. She wasn't the only one, Mama. No, I'm saying they tracked a lot of people.
I just find it peculiar that. So did they track Mahalia Jackson?
Probably.
Since she had a lot of phone calls to Martin Luther King, according to Remember Me, the movie by Erica Malone.
I see what you did there.
So
the one on Hulu you talking about?
Exactly. When you see that movie on Hulu, you discover that Mahalia Jackson was an influence.
I would imagine that the FBI during that time tracked every black person that ever assisted Martin Luther King in any way. So I'm sure there's a tape somewhere in an FBI vault with Mahalia Jackson talking to Martin Luther King on it.
I agree. Any black person in that era that had influence, they probably considered uppity Negroes. They felt was some sort of a threat because they could speak to the people and the people would probably listen.
Exactly. So Stokely Carmichael, I mean, you could go down the list of just so many black people that were radicals to as it relates to that. So I would think they all
Well,
had a play.
so many things I'd heard about the phone calls between Coretta, Martin Luther King, and then phone calls between Malcolm X and what was her name?
Betty.
Yeah, Betty Shabazz. Thank you. But they were saying that, you know, they were also monitoring other phone calls, and that's why they were saying certain people were very faithful in their marriage and certain people were not. All because of the FBI with the wiretaps. So
yeah. They said Malcolm X was hella faithful.
yeah.
Like he wasn't doing nothing but just trying to be the best Martin Luther King. I mean, not Martin Luther King. Malcolm X he could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't Martin Luther King's testimony though. He had different testimony.
I mean, Malcolm wholeheartedly believed in the Muslim faith.
Yes.
However, he was misled. He was, guided like a puppet by the Nation of Islam. But Malcolm himself was a faithful Muslim, so he was going to abide by that faith. And therein lies the conflict between him and Elijah Muhammad. So,
ironically, I have more relatability to Malcolm X in my life than I do to Martin Luther King. I would say you do too, Mama Noise.
Well, is there something you're trying to share?
No, I'm just saying. I think you have more relatability to Malcolm X. The deep desire to believe in those who you thought were.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were trying to say because he came up on the rough side of the mountain.
Well, all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, all of it. I think it's all of it.
Wow. See, Kyrie, here you come in doing the most.
No, I never was a pimp.
Talking about is that your relatability to Malcolm X?
I don't relate to that part as much. So but that was I just find that part interesting. I just thought about that. That's interesting. Okay. This is a strange story, and I don't know how. I know how I want us to discuss it. I just don't know. I'm hoping we can, because it's not about what people think it's going to be about. But there's no way to mention one part without mentioning the other. So here we go. So we mentioned on I don't know if it's a Black Friday or last, in case you missed it, Monday, about Dwayne Wade and shutting down his daughter's Instagram account, Zaya, his transgender daughter, Zaya, shutting down her Instagram account, or at least the comments, to protect her mental health. And I think that's still going on. But there have been a lot of comments about that situation, and what what I guess everything, mostly probably about Dwayne Wade's and Gabrielle Union's decisions as it relates to the child. So here's my take on it, and then if you guys want to comment, you can. If you don't, I'm totally okay with that. I don't want to comment on that child and at all. Simply because that is their child, and they have decided to parent that child in the way that they feel is best. Now, whether I personally agree with it or not doesn't really matter. But what I don't want, but I do applaud Dwayne for shutting down the comment section of her Instagram, because while you may or may not personally agree with the choices that they're making, they are their choices. And so what we don't have the right to do is to bully that child online because you don't agree with the choices that family is making. And that's the part I've never understood about all of social media. Why do we feel like we have to go to the person's page and comment about, slander them on their page? Like, I don't understand that part. Like, what is that about? So, again, you may not like the choices. That's completely your right as a human being to not like it. But you don't get to go and demean this child or bully this child, or that's not cool. How
old is this child?
I don't even know.
14, 15. I think 15. I know just under 16.
Yeah, you're correct, Al. 15. So I mean, what are you guys' thoughts? That's just mine. I don't like that part. If you again, you can feel how you feel about the choice, but bullying a child is not cool.
Well, I feel like, now listen, it used to be back in the day, kids, family was off limits. The way I understood. I mean, just socially. But I feel some kind of way when you try to come for my kids. You entitled, like you said, you entitled to your opinion, your stance, all of that. Kudos. But now when you're trying to come for them with the vengeance and the vitriol to my children, right, and then we're gonna have some type of understanding.
Right. But I don't understand the mind that wants to even do that. Like, what do you gain from that?
Are they trying to get to him? What they got
his page. Then go to his page, and if you got something to say it to him.
But I don't understand why we feel the need to comment on things we disagree with. Why can't we just keep it moving? Just move on. Mm-hmm. I listen. I mean, I see, and I've been guilty of times, but I see political posts, and occasionally I might throw my 2 cents in there because you just kind of tiptoed all over my dandelions. But majority of the time, I just keep strolling. Like, what point is it? I disagree with it. It goes against my grain, so I just keep moving. And a 15-year-old child, it's absurd that you would interject your malicious opinion on that 15-year-old child's page.
Right.
I wish that Instagram and TikTok and Facebook all are almost the same at this point.
Yeah.
I wish they had a higher age limit than 13. I don't think a 13-year-old should have a social media account.
That's interesting.
I agree. I think it should be just like cigarettes, just like alcohol. I think the type of the influence that it has on the young people, I think that there absolutely should be a limit.
Well, because I think it's the same mentality as when we were children, and your parents tell you stay out of grown folks' business. You going upstairs, it's grown folk talking down here. And Facebook, and Instagram, TikTok, that's the same. It's grown folk stuff going on those platforms, and children should not be exposed to that. And we need to treat 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, dare I say 16, 17-year-olds like children.
Mm-hmm.
because that's what they are.
I agree. It's to the point where even when I was online the other day, I was looking for a wine selection. I went to a certain website. There's like, before we go any further, are you 21 years of age or older? I'm like, wow, okay. If you are, what year was you born in? I mean, now granted, that's not some serious, you know what I'm saying? It's not that tight to get through those type of those type of websites when you're just asking those little questions. It's nothing that's real, intense that's going to really block anything. But still, just the fact that they went through those things before you go any further on that type of website. But see, I think the reason that they won't do anything like that is because, I mean, TikTok without the kids 16 and under.
Oh, they had to shut it down.
Come on.
And I want to address what Anthony Bruce said. He said they are holding this child up as a representation of this lifestyle. There's no other reason for them to have this page. Possibly. My answer to that is possibly. But that doesn't, to me, merit the right. And I think that's not what you're saying. So I'm not saying that's what you're saying. But I don't think that merits the right for people to go and hammer down on the kid. You may be 1,000% correct. And if you want to go to Gabrielle Union's page and say something to her, even though I don't know why you would do that either, or Dwayne Wade's page and say something to him, okay. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to do either of those things. That's up to you. Not you specifically, Anthony Bruce, but I'm saying in general. That's up to you. I just struggle telling grown folk how to raise their kids. Especially if they didn't ask me.
That's true.
So,
but that's across the board. Across the board, you got people from left to right telling you what you should and shouldn't do about all kinds of things, and then they say, "Well, if you don't want an opinion, then why you got a page?"
Yeah, no, I don't think that's well, I guess I don't know, because, and to Al's point and your point, there's this thing now where we sell these kids normalcy lies and your ability to have social interaction along the media lines.
Mm-hmm.
And so it normalcy now is having a social media presence. And I'll tell you one thing that y'all probably haven't thought about. There's a financial gain to having these pages for Isaiah Wade. He's blocking the comment section on Zaya's 529,000 Instagram page. Well,
dang,
there's a monetary gain for having 529,000
followers.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So part of what is probably taking place is that she's able to generate whatever revenue, right? Well, now it's up to 593,000 followers.
But then here's the question: is that worth it? I mean, you ain't hurting for no money.
Well,
is it worth putting your child out there, putting them on the chopping block just so they can get some followers, so they can get a couple of extra streaming income? You and your wife, y'all not hurting for nothing. So why make this child have to suffer because you saying, I just want them to have.
Well, but that's just it. They're not letting us suffer because they shut down the comment section, so you can't comment anyway.
I
understand exactly what you're saying, and I don't disagree with what you're saying or what Anthony Bruce is saying, because you are putting your child in the direct line of fire. But and again, would it be my choice? No, it wouldn't. At least not under these circumstances. But that's the choice they made. And so whether I like it or don't, this is where we are.
Okay.
What do you say? When do we get to the point that we believe all people are going to be respectful? What kind? No, I don't think we're at that point. I know I'm not at that point. I don't believe that all people are going to be respectful. In fact, it is more likely, especially depending on what social media platform that you're on, is more likely that they're not going to be respectful than they are going to be respectful.
I'm serious. I every time the whole time you've been saying this, I thought of the young girl who put her picture on Facebook many years ago. Many years ago. She put her picture on Facebook and said, "Do y'all think I'm pretty?" And man, I mean, all hell broke loose of people that just had nothing but vitriol to spit at this child. And I'm not sure if she took her life or not, but I think it was a big deal because she struggled with taking her life after hearing what all these people that have nothing to do with her life have to say about her picture when she asked them. Because people was like, well, she asked us. And it's like, so the freak what? She's like 12. But alas, we wanted our opinion heard and not caring about the backlash.
Well, unfortunately, we become a society that desperately needs societal validation. And therein lies the problem. Because we need society's stamp of approval of our image, of our, we need it, a lot of us. And because we need it, it drives us to, do whatever we're doing. So I agree, Tar, it's a delicate path. And I also agree with you, Andy Bruce, that it's very tricky because you're right. Kids be killing themselves for their classmates being disrespectful. It's a tricky world that we're living in right now, and I don't know if I would want to expose my child to the depth of all of this just for a like and a follow. I think there's a certain maturity that does need to take place in order for that to happen. Kyrie is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Uncorked Wine is in the building.
What's going on, peoples? What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Tired, man. Tired.
Well, you fighting a good fight, brother. We appreciate you for that.
They whooped my ass today.
They got you today?
Yeah.
They got you.
That's that. We know you've been gone.
Yeah, you been gone. You got shit to do now. God.
Yeah, man. That's that. You've been gone whooping that you took today. Shout out. Oh, I want to give a shout out to production. Shout out to production on the new flyer. I like the new flyer.
Wow.
That's nice. That's really nice.
That is nice.
That came out well. I'm very impressed. So
okay.
I'm about to say you won with me in the suit, so I can be like everybody else.
Well, now listen.
Everybody ain't in the suit.
Send me the suit. Send me the suit if you like. It's not, but I kind of like the coolness of the shades, Ron. I ain't gonna lie.
And he was on the beach or something.
Yeah, that looked like goals to me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we was on a little beach, just a little beach.
Yeah, so I'm feeling that. But anyway, I'm feeling. We got some new promotional stuff coming through. Matter of fact, Uncorked Wine has got a new banner as well. So yeah, that's going down this weekend. We'll get more into that here in just a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I think we gotta leave kids alone. We can't be.
I'm actually shocked that Dwayne Wade knows everything that happens on social media. He sees it, he hears it, he got it when he just put his own stuff out there.
Yeah.
Why even put your kid through it and even put them on social media? Knowing what you had to go through as an adult, they're gonna come for your child. These Monday night quarterbacks, these computer bullies.
Especially under these circumstances. They're gonna come for your child under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
But
they can do it from anywhere
this
now.
is gonna really get this is
remember when they was trying to come for President Obama's daughters?
Right.
And that, like they can't date nobody. Okay, and so you want them to be, you don't want them to have a social life because they're the president's kids. Basically, the people was like, yeah, they don't want them to have a social life. So it's like, who's that? Who, well, he looks like they done did a deep dive on the guy she's dating. It's like, what just happened? So
it's the world we live in. Cuz is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Cuz is in the building. He looked like he might have taken a little bit of a whooping today too. Cuz, are you that one-legged man in the ass kicking contest today, or did you use both legs today?
It's nice to see you, good people, even though Ron's not on the screen. I wish I could say the same about that ugly ass shirt you got on, but I'm gonna let you have it simply because you guys aren't used to winning. So I'm gonna let you have it.
First of all, we're totally used to winning. We just ain't been used to winning. We've been winning
for the last how many years? 8 years?
We had a little spell, a little 6-year spell that it didn't go well,
6 years spell.
8 years ago, I was still having sex on a regular basis. I mean, shit changes.
You know what? How are you doing, cuz? Are you doing all right? Let's talk about that.
Man, I couldn't stand it. It'll blow my ragged ass mind. Mama Lord, how you doing? You just go smile. You ain't gonna answer my question.
See, the phone is ringing, man. She's got background noise. Al is not asleep. Al is awake, or maybe.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I've been out here trying to get stuff done around the house. I gotta have a couple of cold ones to come down because my wife pissed me off 2 or 3 different times. So
that's lovely.
You know what they say, cuz it's better to be pissed off than pissed on.
I don't mind. I don't mind. Depends on what we're doing. I don't mind being peed on.
Maybe I need to go back to mute mode. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll walk right into that.
No, come back, Al. What was the winner of the thing last week? Saturday night, I can't remember.
The winner.
The racist button.
The drop winner. What was the drop winner?
It was the racist button.
The racist button.
I can't give him that one, but I can give him this one.
No, can't do that.
For the peed on, I can give him that one.
That's true.
That is true.
Anthony Bruce said foul on the play.
As in with most things in life, you don't know what you're missing until you try it. So I mean,
you willing to try anything though?
Yeah, I know not to be pissed on. I ain't got to try to be pissed on.
Yeah,
I won't be pissed on. I think
I don't think I have to try that.
I don't even like it when it drips. I don't like when my own stuff drip on myself. So
right. I saw you don't want anybody else's.
That's what nobody else's on me.
You say drip,
right? I'm trying to make sure all the drips get in the toilet. I ain't trying to. No, I'm just saying, Mama Noise. That's what we're talking about. That's what the conversation is.
No, it is.
Mama Noise.
It's a setup. It's a setup. He asked you about a drip. It's a setup.
I know, but Lloyd gonna take it another.
I didn't. I'm just keeping it.
We all try to make sure we.
I'm just keeping it a buck like them young boys do.
Thank you, Tara. I mean, that's a no.
I'm tired of my co-host on this show thinking I have a motive with the conversation. I just be going along with the conversation. I don't.
Your tail do have
an ulterior motive.
There was no time during this conversation where we were like, "Ooh, this is being on."
Right.
Yeah, that never happened. So, by the way, just FYI.
I would say this about life, and this is all jokes aside. Y'all know I just be talking out my ass. But anyway,
on this here podcast,
I have got the more regret I have of things that I didn't try when I was younger. And I don't mean that you got to be out there in left field and do anything that goes. I'm not saying that, but when time allows you to do it, then you should do it. Because as you get older, you got to put away some of those childish things and some of those stupid things, and you just, you settle it into life. And that what I could have done, I didn't do, but I should have did it.
What's the biggest regret you have? I know I'm probably shouldn't ask you.
I can't disclose that on here because Mama Noah's don't like it when I get butt ass naked.
I don't know nothing about it.
Truthfully, I regret when I was in the land of Korea.
Here it comes.
This is great.
I had opportunities that I didn't take advantage of, and I should have.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there any good opportunities that you didn't take advantage of?
Mom, no, it could have been a job.
There were good opportunities because I understand that Asian women, their shit is slanted.
Nope,
it's turned sideways.
See, already
you were so close.
God damn, that was racist.
It is not
so close. You're doing so well.
It's normal.
Mama Noah's just can't take it. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, Palsel.
Why do preachers always say things in threes? Is it because of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost?
I think so. Okay. I think that's three.
One for the Father, one for the Son, and one for the Holy Ghost. You don't want to leave none of them out.
I'm not sure you can. Are you? You can't do that, really? Can you?
No, you can't. One and the same.
Well, let me ask Anthony Bruce this: Do you eat cabbage?
Oh.
You've already. The noise makers are going. What is going on? Right now?
See, that's what happens when you give him time to reflect.
Shit, hell, Mama Noise. He ain't been on the show that long.
Yeah, it didn't take long. It don't take long though. Not with this one.
He like that little spinning toy, a top. Y'all got him wound up now.
I know, Tara. She's like, what is happening?
So Anthony Bruce did respond back, so I was kind of waiting on it.
Anthony Bruce, I'm eating leftover cabbage for dinner today. It did have a little overspill.
Y'all remember that song on Sesame Street? These are the people in your neighborhood.
First of all, if both of them niggas go bathroom and piss and smell like cabbage, they need to go to the hospital immediately.
Azaria, you need to mute and moderate.
Ron,
Ron.
Yes.
Surely you dined on honey golden crisp. You ever ate sugar crisp or the
cereal
breakfast cereal?
Yeah.
Take a piss the next morning. Or asparagus.
I usually shit the first thing in the morning. So
did he say he shit
O's golden crisp do the same thing, player?
I ain't never smelled
cabbage.
You
stand there in the morning like, damn, what is that?
I can't ever remember cabbage smell. I eat cabbage all the time.
You know.
Yeah, I do too. I don't have.
The body is amazing how asparagus is able to change. This is a real conversation. The smell of your urine instantly.
I need something that says "I'll be back" and it goes right across.
That's a real conversation. That's science. How chemically it's able to change the smell of your urine instantly.
Okay, I don't know if I go sniffing around my urine to determine if it was something that came from the meal I had.
Why don't we stop this bullshit right
now? That is the truth, sir.
There go
we all should monitor our waste to make sure we're healthy. Make sure it's not yellow. Make sure it ain't make sure it ain't bloody. We all monitor our waste.
I ain't never heard a doctor say, well, have you smelled your urine lately and is it smell like cabbage? Then that means that this is the problem. He has not said that.
But they would tell you if you got a problem on noise if your piss is different colors.
I understand that,
When
but
you
that ain't,
have when
that
women,
ain't the problem we're having here this evening. This evening, y'all
well,
talking about vegetable smells and carrying on.
I would just say I can't speak for all women, but I've gone to the doctor with my ex-wife many times when she's had a urinary tract infection. Are you noticing a smell when you urinate?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a license, but I remember many times when we had patients in the immediate care center that it was all about the color. I didn't hear anything about the odor. But you know, again, I don't have the license, but that was all. It was always, well, whether it's dark, it's light, it's red, it's not. You know, but never.
I agree, Mama Noise. I agree with that. I don't think the urine odor is an issue for the most part. I don't think, but it's.
Is it muted on purpose, or is this an accident?
Like it muted itself. Still can't hear you, bro.
There you go. There you go.
Because he was really saying something.
Ain't that some shit? I'll shut up. I'll shut up then. I'll shut up.
You lost Al.
What happened to Al? So I guess some of you guys don't. I guess some of you guys don't eat asparagus. The reason why you.
No, I love asparagus, but I know it's good for me, so I'm not going around saying, you know what would be really cool.
No, I don't.
I could eat asparagus for lunch or for dinner, and forget about the asparagus and have some popcorn or whatever, and all of a sudden you go to the bathroom and you say, "Shit, I must have had asparagus," because it's just a strong, pungent odor. You don't think so?
I eat vegetables all the time, so I'm not sniffing around to figure out what's pungent.
Only asparagus changes it. Only.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I don't eat asparagus, so I don't have that problem.
Broccoli's never changed, and spinach it's never changed the urine smell for me.
No, she's talking about your
urine.
That's too much green stuff in that statement she just wrote.
That's wonderful. I love all those things.
I love those things as well. I'm a big fan of all three
I would
of those
agree.
things.
Broccoli can smell, but I love broccoli.
Broccoli can smell before you even eat it.
Yeah, broccoli can smell.
We went to a restaurant one time, brought it home. It had the car smelling something terrible.
Broccoli
and we was like, what is happening? It's not like it's spoiled. It was organic. And man, it had to, oh my gosh, we had to have the windows down on the way home, and was like, we need to air the car out. I've never had that experience before, just for it to be straight from the restaurant, taking it home to smell up the whole car. Now I was gonna eat something later, but I was like, I maybe should throw this away.
Yeah, it can get kind of strong. It can get kind of strong. All right, man, I don't know where to go from this conversation. Y'all done talked
on here.
Those went total black.
I mean, listen.
You all right, babe?
What is going on?
See if they can help you out.
Habib.
Oh man, that escalated quickly. Let's see. Why am I the only one on the screen? Everybody went off screen.
You said call for help.
Did everybody need help? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm eating cabbage.
Oh, okay. Because
hilarious.
You were motivated to have your pea smell bad. What you telling us? Is that what's?
Oh my gosh! Stop it.
I'm trying to understand where the cabbage came from.
I'm trying to finish eating.
It started with Anthony Bruce, and that's why he said, "I'm sorry, I even brought up the cabbage."
That damn Anthony Bruce.
Is this all Anthony Bruce's fault?
Yeah, it is. Go back in the chat.
Well, I'll be doggone.
Yeah, he even apologized that he started this shit.
Well, you know, things happen.
He said everybody got hungry at the same time.
Everybody went and got something to eat. I
got
a nice chili in there waiting for me as soon as I get done.
That's what we had today, bro.
Chili? Yeah.
Listen, We need to have a discussion.
How way?
Uh-oh.
In Kentucky, the chili has to have noodles in it.
Noodles?
Pasta in it.
And Cincinnati. That's Cincinnati. That's an Ohio, Kentucky thing.
Yep.
Mm.
But they did it as a filler to stretch the meal. That's why they added noodles to it. But yeah, we have noodles in our chili.
Did you have noodles today?
Hell yeah, noodles today.
Okay.
Texas, no
That's
noodles.
It's hard. I don't, you know.
Texas, no noodles.
I wonder what European country those Cincinnati people got that from.
European country.
I don't do the noodles. That's what I think. That's more like chili mac, not chili. Chili is just beans and meat.
It's beans and meat. You just it's no different. You add crackers to the topping. You just add noodles.
And without the pasta, to me, all you eating is chili dog sauce.
Yeah.
Anthony Bruce, what's false? Are you saying that ain't a Louisville thing, Kentucky thing?
You really think that is chili dog sauce?
It's all it is.
Wow.
Get it from a can. I can get that from a can.
Can I get a chili dog? Oh, sir. So you want a hot dog with chili on top, no pasta? Okay, sure. We'll get that for you.
Well, I think chili is supposed to be beans and meat. I don't, you know.
But I agree with Anthony Bruce. I always thought, because I always grew up with pasta, and here recently I've started making my pasta on the side because I noticed more and more people like, I don't want spaghetti in mine. But I think that has more to do with people going low, zero carb than anything. But I grew up with chili in my pasta, and I'm going to always eat, pasta in my chili, and I'm going to always eat that way.
Wow.
I think it depends on where you're from.
That's where you're from. It's where you're from.
Because people in Texas, I was trying to tell them about some noodles. They was like, "What, the noodles?" I was like, "It's true."
See, and I got initially introduced to it chili here in Arkansas, and they don't do noodles either. So it's you know it's definitely a regional type thing.
You know, I'm not.
And for those that
go on, Albie. I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong for the zero.
I was just going to say, for those that think that chili with pasta is spaghetti, I hate to taste what your spaghetti tastes like. Because if your spaghetti and meat sauce tastes like your chili, you got problems in any old way.
Oh man, you got to put chili powder in chili to make it a chili. It's not right. It's not spaghetti sauce.
No. I hear people all the time say pasta and chili, that's spaghetti. No, player, your chili tastes totally different than your spaghetti and meat sauce.
Totally different.
Now it could be worse though. Andy Bruce said his daddy put peas and corn in his chili.
Okay, we have a drop for that.
That explains why
Anthony Bruce drop for that. We have a new drop for that.
IMTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
You know, I like chunky. I like chunky chili, but I'm not crazy about the beans in the chili. I like beans, but I just don't like the red kidney beans in the chili as much as I do just chunky beef in the chili.
So what are you putting in your chili?
I don't want just ground beef. I want chunks of beef, chuck in the chili.
Or sirloin.
Sirloin.
So you just want chunks of beef and sauce?
Yeah.
No bean?
I'm not really crazy about the beans as much.
Well, then now we back to what I said. You just want chili dog sauce.
He said he likes some beans, just not kidney beans.
No, listen. There are plenty of people that want their chili with no beans. Some like it with beans, some like it without beans.
Those people are called serial killers. So it's not chili if you don't have a bean in it.
Look, you come to my house, you're gonna get both pinto and kidney.
Yeah, it's not chili. It's just chili sauce, like what Al said. It's like for a hot dog. It's not the same thing.
To me, the beans. To me, the beans seem like the pasta. It's like it's a filler. I don't want that.
It is a filler. That's the whole purpose of the
I
chili.
don't want a filler. I just want the chili.
You don't want the chili. You just want sauce with meat with a chili flavor. You want meat with a chili flavor.
It's all regional, man. It's all regional.
Man, we've learned a lot here tonight. I didn't see this coming at all. This show took a dark turn.
You know what I learned tonight?
What's that, sir?
That peas and whatever else Anthony Bruce said his dad put in his chili. Now I understand why he goes to White Castles and orders chicken sandwiches.
Wow, and there it is. This is the reason why we created this drop.
Savage! I'm a savage!
It all makes sense now.
Now you understand why the Savage Al drop has been created.
How you said that? All comes full circle now, huh?
Wow.
Now I fully understand.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Chad said he prefers gumbo over chili.
How did Gumbo get in the conversation?
Well, Chad also said Skyline for the win, and Skyline is trash.
Horrible.
I like Skyline.
See, his wife is from Ohio, and it's all about Skyline in Ohio.
Skyline is horrible.
Skyline is trash.
Every Bruce said, "Stop telling this truth, Al." So you just leave him alone.
They got more nutmeg and cinnamon in their chili than a peach cobbler.
That's all.
They do put a lot of cinnamon in there. That's true.
Cinnamon and nutmeg.
That is very true. That is very true.
Yes, but you can fuss about it all you want, but unless they moved, it was one on Barstown Road right there in front of the shopping center.
Nobody goes to
You
it.
want to say that?
Well, it is one in the city.
Don't nobody go to it.
What shopping center? Oh, you talking about all the way down there in the Highlands?
Yep.
Hey,
It's the Mid City Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, therein lies the problem because you called that a shopping center. But it's still there.
What is it called if it ain't a shopping center?
Who gives a shit about Louisville?
And that's the strip mall. But shopping center, no. Nobody's gonna go there and have a full-fledged shopping experience. There's a bookstore and a drugstore. That's it.
Okay.
Al.
Who gives a shit about Louisville?
You know what? Who gives about cemeteries? But
Nobody cares about Louisville.
Nobody does care about Louisville.
Nobody cares about Louisville.
But Louisville, the bomb.
Ain't nobody talking about Jackson.
I see this drop is gonna get a lot of play.
Savage! I'm a savage!
Jackson. Wow.
Listen, Mr. Noise, you see our consistent radio listener, Tara, said that her serial killer mom eats chili without beans.
She did.
What you needed to because he needed somebody to repeat it so they can
co-sign. Don't make me right.
You need to co-sign with no beans.
But if you read further, Black Knight, she said she broke that chain of trauma.
Right.
She put 3 beans in her chili.
How you gonna call somebody Black Knight? You're not even on the screen. We don't even know what you look like.
She said, "Ask for me."
I'm unpacking. I'm multitasking.
So chili with no bean, ain't that just sloppy Joe?
That's just a sloppy Joe with chili flavor.
Oh, manwich. Oh.
I do love some manwich.
I like a good manwich too.
That's literally what manwich just with some chili powder.
That's all it is.
I miss that Bloomie's chili powder.
It is not called Bloomies. Don't ever
Bloomies?
do that. Don't do that in front of people.
What's it called?
Bloomers.
Well, I was close.
You were not, actually.
You was around the corner, Mom.
Anyway, you know what I was talking about.
Of course, I've been married to you 23 years, and I expect you to do that. What? Mama Noise, don't scout my truth.
Anyway.
All right.
I like a good chili as long as you don't put no hot dogs in it.
That's not chili. What are we talking about? Hot dogs.
There are people be trying to put them in there and make it into beanie weenies.
Mama knows that's tomato sauce. That's tomato sauce. That's
You know
No,
what?
it doesn't seem like no tomato sauce.
This disrespect to chili is uncalled for.
Some people cook spaghetti sauce with hot dogs in it.
I don't like that.
I'm just saying that's another regional thing. So,
You mean sausage, right? You don't mean spaghetti. I mean hot dogs.
Hot dogs and spaghetti sauce.
What's the difference?
The difference between sausage and hot dogs?
I'm saying what?
There's
Both
a
of them cook,
massive
right?
Put sausage in their spaghetti. Either Italian sausage or smoked
Italian sausage or smoked sausage is a massively different.
You put that in the spaghetti. Spaghetti.
Smoked sausage, yes. Italian sausage, yes. I don't put hot dogs.
That would be disgusting.
Well, then you said, what's the difference?
I'm just saying there are people that put hot dogs and stuff.
Well, again, we call those people serial killers. They probably watched the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary and be like, yeah.
Whoa. I love a good beanie weenie casserole.
That's different. We talking about that. We talking about in the spaghetti.
What's the difference?
No,
It's just still
I ain't going.
What do you mean what's the difference? One has beans and hot dogs, which is a designed casserole, and the other is spaghetti.
Now, tell him, Anthony Bruce.
Tell me what?
His daddy puts hot dogs in the chili.
He's also put peas in the Are you co-signing that?
No, I'm just letting you know that there are people that do that. Like
and
I
once
said.
again, those people are on a watch
Are you saying
list.
Anthony Bruce's dad is a serial killer?
I'm saying they're on a watch list. These people that are
he probably is on a no-fly list somewhere.
No-fly list somewhere, being watched constantly.
No, you leave Papa Bruce alone.
They tracking his whereabouts as we speak. They know exactly where he is.
I know, Tara. I hated beanie weenies.
I actually like the good beanie weenie.
No, I didn't like that.
I like the good beanie weenie if it was prepared properly.
To this day, I'll throw a pot on every now and then just to remind me how I used to be.
Remind you where you came from, Mama Noise. It'll remind you where you came from.
Listen, I like 4 self-contained meals.
Oh, that's not. She ain't come from her cousin. Is that what you said?
She's not sure where she comes from.
Who is that?
Mama knows.
Yeah, I'm not from Jackson. I know that.
I don't think you're hearing it. I don't think you're really hearing it. Jackson, that's
if he can call us Louis, whatever type of Ville he say, he butchers it up. So we can say Jackson.
okay. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably not gonna join you.
We done told him it's Louisville.
I thought it was Louisville.
It's Louisville.
She just said Louisville.
No.
We have T-shirts at the Department of Tourism that have 20 ways to say Louisville.
20 sounds like a lot.
Louisville is not one of them.
Yeah, Louisville is not on the list.
No. I was boarding the plane this afternoon or this morning, and the boarding agent kept saying, now boarding group 3 from Dallas to Louisville. And I sat there, and I was in group 7. But when I got up and I got to that boarding agent desk, I leaned over and said, ma'am, it's Louisville.
Yeah, stop doing that.
I couldn't take it no more. It's Louisville.
Yeah.
And only because that dear woman needed her job to provide for her family, she didn't tell you to kiss her ass.
Man, she could have said that.
Really, Uncle T? Okay.
Well, I got news for her.
But she gonna learn. But she gonna learn today, though, how to say it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And then as soon as he walk away, get your plane.
She gonna mess up the next city, Mama Noise. Where they switch their gate to, she's just gonna.
Well, when you come to Texas, just make sure that when you go, you're looking for a city called Lancaster, that you don't tell them, I'm trying to find Lancaster. They're gonna look at you sideways and say, "What the Lancaster? Is that what you're trying to say?" No, Lancaster. No, we don't know where that is.
That's how it rolls.
And see, the reason why Jay keeps saying Louisville, no, he keeps saying Louisville. Louisville is because there's a Louisville, Texas. You're right. You're right, Tyra. They will correct you 40 times. Get it right.
Mama knows I got some good news. The young lady who's been investigated, who broke the story on the Brett Favre thing, she's got some more information. Apparently, it was not been since 2019 that he's been doing this. We've been doing it since 2016. Mississippi Department of Human Services and nonprofits associated, it allegedly misspent more than tens of millions of dollars in federal temporary assistance for needy families, or TANF, as it's called in the business, that it should have gone to the poorest families in the poorest states. $5 million of those funds went toward the volleyball stadium project, and 1.1 went to Brett himself, and it's been going on much longer than they thought. So they're getting the receipts together, Mama.
Well, according to Cuz Noise, his article was saying it had been at least a total of $94 million.
Yeah, they're oh, thank you.
In question here.
Thank you, Mama Doreen. Yeah, it's
In question.
So it's they're pulling back the layers.
I'm saying if you give back $94 million, maybe that will fix the water problem.
Mama knows, as Cuz has stated before, that's not the water problem. You ain't got to worry about the water problem. Just get back the $94 million.
Are you trying to say it ain't gonna make a difference?
I didn't say it didn't make.
No, I'm looking at Cuz.
You think they're gonna make them pay restitution for all that?
That's what's needed more than him going to jail.
What the? No, he needs to go to jail, just like they did Michael Vick. Put his
hold on, Slappy. Listen to what I'm saying before you jump down run down Savage Road. I'm saying, yes, he needs to go to jail, but they also need that money back. Let's get that money back too. That needs to happen. Wherever that money is, it needs to be done. Even if it's got to come out of Southern Mississippi itself, they need to write a check. Somebody needs to be writing a check.
They need to put everybody out of volleyball and put a sign on and say "up for sale." This building was built and sold with somebody else's money, so we need to put for sale.
This button is clearly going to get a workout as long as
it's on campus.
Yeah, the company who built it ain't getting their money back. The people who built that stadium, Lloyd has a drop for that too, because they got some words they're gonna say if you ask them for the money.
Good people of Detroit, hear me now.
Mississippi.
You will never get your fucking money back.
But somebody can go write a check, whether it's Brett Favre or somebody need to be writing a check and get this $94 million back in rotation.
Well, you can sell some of those trophies and ICYMI, and if there's one of those, and there's a Hall of Fame, and
I'm gonna know he can sell every trophy he got. It's not going to amount to no $94 million.
I'm just saying.
But he didn't do the whole $94 million. How much? I think she said Brett's up to what, $10 million now?
Something like that.
He better start autographing them damn Wranglers.
You think he can get $10 million for a pair of Wranglers?
I'm just saying the post we had on and welcome for those that are on the show tonight in the chat for the Noisemaker Sports page. The video that's on the Noisemaker Sports page that talks about it. That guy said, look, with Michael Vick went through what he went through. They took the sponsors, they took this, they took that, they took, they stripped all that and said, we want you to go to jail. on top of that. So then this
Mama
dude
Noise,
is
you got it. Got it.
Was
ain't even pets.
was that person on the sports page named Mama Noise?
MTV out. Savage! I'm a savage!
You've been saying that for weeks now.
I have, but there's the video
Like
was
over and over and over again.
No, it was a Wahite man that said, I need y'all to understand the difference about what happened to Michael Vick in comparison to what's not happening with Brett Favre.
Oh, okay.
And I said, I told you.
Mama Noise, you said it. We got it.
So Mama Noise, we're gonna help. We're gonna answer the question for you, quick and simple. They care more about dogs than they care about broke black people in the bottom of Mississippi. They don't care about them people down there. But they care about that dog that he did not fight. It was his people that was doing the fight on his property. But they give a damn about dogs more than they do about them poor ass people down there.
But see, Mama Noise, what you've been doing the last couple of weeks is the equivalent of preaching to the choir. Ain't nobody disagreeing with you.
Listen, you may think that I'm preaching to the choir. I believe what I'm doing is juggling. I'm juggling around the algorithm.
There you go.
The algorithm that's listening to me, Google Voice and everything else that picks up everything I say, that shuffles around my news feed. I hope they understand how important it is for Brett Favre to get his tail in jail as much as they did to Michael Vick. That's what I said. And at some point, all of a sudden, Jay's video came out with that one dude interviewing the lady who discovered this faux pas. And then she told the whole story. And he's like, so what do you think will happen from here? I'm like, why did it take y'all so long? Is would have been my question. It's about time. Can we get ESPN to pick up the story?
They ain't gonna do no work.
You know what's so funny is that in my news feed, it seemed to be black women that are really advocating more than black dudes. They're like, well, you know, it's Brett though.
Ain't nobody saying nothing about that. Nobody's saying that.
Ain't exactly. I ain't heard no men really, black men really saying that this is wrong. Other than Jay posting the article. Now it's Mama Noise bringing the noise.
You are bringing the noise. Lord have mercy.
Really, Anthony Bruce? It's a nice stadium.
It was a nice volleyball stadium.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Is it nice?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
But to help you out, Mama Noise, I don't give a damn about Brett Favre. He was a Packer quarterback. I don't give a damn about him. Take his ass to jail.
He's going to jail. The only person that wants to argue about it is you. Everybody, the rest of us, like, oh, he's going to jail.
Because I don't see it. I don't see all the. Where's the chatter? Where's it? Where's that in my news feed?
What do you want people to say, Mama Noise? What do you want them to say? What would satisfy you?
The police came and picked him up at his mansion in Mississippi and put his tail behind bars until they figure out the rest of the evidence.
So you just want him to go sit in jail until without any charges.
That's what they'd have done if he was black. Ask Michael Vick.
Mama Noise, I have a couple of questions to ask. I would like for you to answer them questions without yelling at me.
That may or may not happen.
First of all, are you enraged because you feel that an injustice was done with the poor people of Mississippi, by the way, which are not just blacks, but the poor people of Mississippi needed their welfare money? You feel like it was an injustice done? Is that why you're upset?
Yes.
So you think the people that were supposed to get the money didn't get the money?
I think that their resources have been the money that should have been a part of their resources would have helped them, where they wouldn't have been in the danger they were in here recently.
What danger?
The danger of not having clean water.
Mama, that ain't got nothing to do with welfare.
Money for the poor is money for the poor.
But Mama knows they ain't got nothing to do with infrastructure.
So the poorest place can afford to have $94 million missing.
My belief, and you gentlemen can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but every system is prone to fraud, whether it be welfare, Social Security, stimulus checks, money to the farmers, corporate welfare, whatever it is, there's always fraud involved. That's just a part of it. People are always going to steal from the government.
Wow.
It's a reality. But the people that needed the money in Mississippi, as far as welfare is concerned, they got their welfare checks. They were never told we're out of money, because they robbed Peter to pay Paul.
So let Brett off the hook. Y'all can handle it.
I didn't say that.
Boy,
No, I'm saying if fraud is gonna happen, then what's the big deal?
No, Mama knows I didn't say that. I'm just saying that the people didn't suffer because of what the money he got. Let's just put it like that. They didn't suffer because of that. They still got their money.
Nobody's saying that what he did wasn't wrong, nor should he go to jail. I've maintained every time he's going to jail. I think the young lady that did the investigation for this thing has done an outstanding job. She's probably going to win a Pulitzer Prize for this, because she has really done her work. And the fact that this set for 2 years during the pandemic and she still kept it going and didn't stop. Listen, amazing journalistic job. She deserves all the credit that she's going to get and then some. He's going to go to jail. I think the federal government has him dead to rights. It's just a matter of when he's going to go. But listen, here's the other side of it. And that's just one of the things I tried to explain to some of my former co-hosts on another show that we do here on this here podcast network, when we were talking about Robert Sarver. And they were so angry about, somebody should have said something beforehand, and this should have been, where's the vitriol, this, that, and the other. The vitriol is coming. It's coming in the form of he's gonna make more restitution than you think. Number one, he's gonna be blackballed. He's already starting to feel the blackball. They've already yanked him off ESPN. They've already yanked him off all the local stuff that he was doing. Sponsors are already dropping like flies. People are asking for their donations back. He's gonna feel it, and he's going, on top of all of that, he's gonna go to jail. So now, if you want to say we need to ruin his reputation media-wise in the same fashion that it appears Michael Vick's reputation is ruined, I can stall you out on that. I don't have an issue with what you're saying there, but he's gonna pay. Now, I do think somebody needs to write a $94 million check somewhere. I don't know where it's coming from, but Go ahead, cuz.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
I didn't even take that much longer, cuz it's only like 10 seconds. You lost it that fast?
I'm telling y'all niggas, when I try to get in, let me in. Don't hold me back.
Cabbage, it's that cabbage, bro. Messing up your brain and your piss. That's terrible, bro. It's terrible.
Cabbage and asparagus.
Damn shame. First the cap.
You eat cabbage, don't you? You eat cabbage, don't you, son?
You're brain
cells.
No, Mama Noise, I definitely understand. And if what your real argument is that there is a racial media element to this, you are correct.
There is a racial media element to this. That Brett Favre, who made these people millions of dollars in sports, now all of a sudden is getting a kind of a pass in some broadcasts. Not everybody. I've seen some people in high profile positions, like First Take finally did a story on it. Shannon Sharp and them finally did a story on it. But nobody's hammering down on it daily because there's really nothing to hammer down on. Like it's coming out as to what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know because I thought about what you said, and then I said, okay, if I was working at ESPN, to Mama Noiz's point, what would I mention every day other than maybe an update? I don't know what I would say. Like, what would be the hammer down factor?
Well, let me say this about the racial element. There could be some truth to that. I don't know. I know that makes some of you cringe, and I'm doubting whether or not there's racial elements to it or not. But the reality is the media endears itself to certain people, period. Not necessarily about race. Because, if we're honest now, and this is going to hit close to home because of how I feel about it, but there was whispers of Bill Cosby doing what he was doing for years, and it was never covered.
Right. Yeah.
So we have to be careful calling everything rape. Listen, LA also knew that OJ was beating Nicole's ass way before, and it was never covered.
Well, I'm gonna go a different route. Too. I think one of the reasons why the Michael Vick got as much publicity as it did, aside from the fact that he was a black man, but also he was an active player, and his situation directly affected what was going to happen on the field. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. My mind and my memory may not be strong on this one, but I think I'm right about this. He had either just prior to the outing of this story, I want to say he had just played in the NFC Championship either that year or the year before. And that's why I think the story, and he had just signed one of the biggest contracts at that time in the NFL, and he was becoming the face of the NFL. So I think there was a lot of that part of it as well that played into that story, because here's this active player who had done this thing that in the black community, we was like, man, like, okay.
Because dog fighting was normal.
Which, by the way, may speak to the toxicity of us, because it's not supposed to be normal, right? But we have normalized it in our communities, right?
That would be the equivalent of cockfighting in the Hispanic community.
Right, exactly. So no, I think that's true. I'm gonna stall out on that
Sorry.
one. She on the line. She on the line. She definitely on the line.
Let's keep it a buck. Do you see that happening in the black community?
No, we do.
We will cook them chickens first.
I don't know if it's as bad as it used to be.
Well, we gotta be careful too, because a lot of the dog fighting didn't originate in our neighborhoods.
That is also true.
So we get talked about more about it, but it didn't originate in our neighborhoods.
That is
we brought it into our neighborhoods.
That
it
is
didn't
also
originate with us.
Right.
But kind of back to your statement, should Brett Favre be on the news similar to what Michael Vick was on the news? And I would like to even say Mr. Jamie Winston for some $39 crab legs before he even got into the league.
Right.
Which he was never going to be the face of the league.
And by the way, that crab leg story is real but bogus as well, because he ain't the first player that's gotten free stuff from a wrestler.
And he stayed in the news for months.
Right. So that
Yeah.
was a bunch of nonsense too. So
Now,
should
Brett Favre have been in the news more? I say yes, on the simple fact he's a Hall of Famer. And, and as a Hall of Famer, you are the face of the NFL.
Well, now I'll say this: in the mainstream news, he is in the news. Like they're still talking about it. What you're not seeing it is on sports. You're not seeing it on sports shows because it's a news story.
Right, but the sports shows would rather talk about a man who cheated on his girlfriend and make it a headline news.
That's different though. But Ron, that's different though. We're not just talking about. And again, when I look at these stories, I have to put my executive producer hat on now. So when we're going through stories for in case you missed it Monday, we get a lot of stories every day. You guys send me stories just to let everybody behind the scenes. Ron, Al, Cuz, everybody send some of the noisemakers. Y'all send me stories all the time. We have to prioritize, okay, what is like a really solid, this is one we need to talk about, and what's kind of like so you're prioritizing what, So Ime is an active head coach in the NBA who just went to the finals, and he's dating Nia Long. Sorry, that's a story.
But that's not a bigger story than a man stealing $5 million of welfare money.
Right, it's not. But here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying to you. Ime doing what he did is a bigger sports story, whereas Brett Favre doing what he did is a bigger. Now, if you're comparing the two stories, Brett Favre is a bigger story, which is why it's on mainstream news.
No, I get that, but
that's what I'm saying.
Ime, to me, that's not even a sports story. He cheated on his girlfriend.
Well, but the story but that's not the story. The cheating is not the story. The consequences of his actions are the story, and how the Celtics chose to handle it. That's the story.
The story is more about the Celtics.
Right.
He had a work-related issue that never should have made it to ESPN.
Well,
so work-related issue.
I agree.
In a corporate setting, that never should have made sports news.
I agree, but we don't live in that world. The reality is,
they would rather hear about. I like to call him dumbass because he cheated on Neil Long. They would rather hear about him doing that than a true Hall of Famer, 15 years in the league, multiple MVPs, somebody who technically you should say should know better, coming out of Mississippi, stealing money to create a freaking volleyball stadium for his child, for a guy who has the money to spend for that volleyball stadium.
But here's what I'm going to say to you about that. If I'm being honest, I don't want Stephen A. commenting on that. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I want somebody who knows what they're talking about to talk about that.
He didn't know what he was talking about Ime.
I agree. But my point is, to me, the Brett Favre thing is a news story. It's a real news story. It's not a sports story. It just happens to involve a sports guy. But it's a news story because you stole from Tanner. Who the hell does that?
Right.
And by the way, how deep does that rabbit hole go? Because you can't steal. Jay can tell you, I can tell you, you can't steal from tenants without other people being involved.
Of course you can't.
So this is a group of people who got together to steal governmental funds. That is not a sports story. That is a news story.
Well, they were trying to say the governor had knowledge of different things.
That's what I'm saying. So I want Robin Roberts and Michael Strahan on Good Morning America. I want Lester Holt on NBC. Those are the people that I want talking about this story every single day, hammering down on Brett Favre and not letting up on that fool. That's what I'm saying. To me, as a sports story, it's only a sports story because it involves Brett Favre.
You know, you said that.
Like I said about your boy, his is only a story because it's technically the Boston Celtics, but it's not a sports related story.
That's where we would disagree, Ron, because it involves a guy who is an active coach, and the decision of his actions have caused the Celtics to make a decision that affects the NBA. But that's what makes it a sports story.
But it doesn't affect the NBA. It only affects the Celtics because they could literally.
But that could also affect the NBA.
They could have fired him the same day, hired another coach tomorrow.
They could have, but that's what I'm trying to say, Ron. What makes it a sports story is the way the Celtics decided to handle it. I'm not saying that they're right. I'm saying that the way that they chose to handle it.
The hell, Kevin talking about?
He's stupid. I think he's trying to figure that
yeah. But I think you guys were talking about if my point was in reference to the racial divide in the news and how they handle stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
But because, you know, when you think about, like you were talking about the news people that would keep something over and over again. When that Gabby Petito chick came up missing, it was like every day CNN, have you seen Gabby? Have you seen Gabby? Have you seen Gabby? Every news feed was the Gabby girl and everything. I mean, even once they found
that's a news story, Mama Noise. That's how the
I'm
news
saying that when Shaquisha comes up missing, it's like, well, you know, your local police department.
But I don't think that's how.
You're wrong for that. You wrong for that, Mama Noise.
What am I wrong about?
You wrong for that.
Our black and brown children come up missing all the time.
You said that Gabby Petito chick.
That little girl, Gabby Petito.
If somebody Wahite was talking about a black girl and they said that black the
black chick,
whatever her name, that black chick, we would immediately be offended by the way they are trying to discount her.
I'm a woman and I can't call somebody a chick.
Mama Noise, the girl was killed.
I'm saying that there are many black and brown children that are killed, murdered. And why isn't their stuff being browbeat on the news and stuff as they do when it's some little somebody that's not black and brown?
Hold on 1 second.
Mama knows if they tried to cover every black young girl being killed, every black young boy being killed, there wouldn't be any other news that night.
Well, that escalated quickly.
And that's a bad thing. Why?
Or look at it from this angle. If they covered it more, maybe there'd be less
of it.
Black and brown young women abducted, murdered.
Why would there be less? We know it's taking place. We already know it's taking place. We know it's taking place. We're not.
But he's saying if we knew more about it and it would be dealt with more frequently, maybe it would lessen the frequency of it happening. Is that what you're saying now?
Look at Chicago. Look at Chicago. It ain't lessening shit.
Yeah, but they're not talking about it though.
We only hear about it when they say over the weekend there was 15 people that were shot.
No, you know.
The weather.
I'm talking about in Chicago's media. It is highly covered.
But when the Petito chick, it was nationwide, bruh. It was CNN, NN.
IMTV out.
We're just gonna give you the button, Mama Noise, as soon as you
I
start.
was gonna say, Al, she's coming for your savage button. I don't know if
it was in every news outlet, everywhere. Even when they found the girl, everywhere.
That's what I'm saying, Cal.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up. You know, I haven't seen the little Jeffrey Dahmer thing. I haven't watched it. I don't think I'll be able to handle it. I don't think I could handle it. But there was a lot of particular articles that had a problem with it and they were saying, you know, it depended on the person who was saying they had a problem with it. Lil Boosie and all them type of people. But they were saying the problem, they wanted to know why it wasn't outrage in the black community about the Jeffrey Dahmer movie. Because most of his victims were black men. I was like, I didn't even know that.
Maybe because they caught him.
But the victims.
I understand, but they caught him.
So we didn't need to know that his victims were black so that we would be on the lookout or something?
Mama Noise, I knew they were black.
I did too. I watched a whole bunch of other documentaries that
I was gonna say I'm not late to that party. Just because the rest of you niggas got there late, I've been there. I've been knowing they was black. I've been outraged. I'm past that. I'm not going to be outraged 25 years later.
Yeah, but I did hear that, Kevin. I did hear that it was a black man that killed his in jail.
Killed him in jail.
But I mean, I didn't know anything about the ethnicity of all of his victims were black men, right? Until the article.
So, Mama Noise, I actually watched a documentary that you haven't seen. Damn.
Yeah, we knew it in real time. So I
just couldn't, Yeah, I couldn't.
I can't wait to see this one. They said this one's probably one of her better documentaries, so I want to see this one.
Oh, the one Netflix?
Yeah, they said it's supposed to be one of the better documentaries.
People have been saying they watched it. What they call it when you watch it? Binged it. They binged it and watched all of it.
Documentary. It's an actual
series. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a series. Yeah.
They said it's supposed to be one of the better ones, so that's on my list.
And then oh girl, I don't know, but they said that she's black and Latino. You're right, Anthony Bruce, black and Latino. And is it what's her name? Niecy Nash plays the black neighbor lady who kept saying something going on over in that house. Y'all need to keep an eye out on that dude.
Fried chicken.
Let me ask y'all a question. I think this is a serious point that we need to hash out. Why is it always the light skinned ones that's the most radical?
I don't even know how you could go there and go with
I don't know how to address what you just said. Is that a because I got 5 options here. I got 6 options now. And Al, I'm gonna let you call this one. What do we give him for this one? Is this a level? Is this a?
He gets the okay.
Oh, okay. We're gonna whoop you on this one. All right, let's do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Because
that's not what I was going with.
Well, that's because that was a shiny lure that he was dangling out in front of you.
Okay.
Don't go for that. That's
okay.
Don't chase that lure. You'll get reeled in.
I'm just saying, all of my light-skinned friends are the most radical ones. I have to tell them to calm down.
You have to tell them.
It's like they extra militant because half of them is not black and they just I said something wrong?
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
Why are they not black? I don't understand. How did they lose their blackness in their light skin? Tell him, Kevin. Tell Kev.
Yeah, Kevin's light skinned. He ain't radical.
He's like real light skinned.
He real light skinned.
Real light skinned.
Don't do it, Mama Noise. Don't you?
First of all,
I can see it. Light skin. He really wants to say something.
Light skin is coming back, despite what you might think.
I ain't got no problem with light skin. I'm just saying.
We know you ain't got no problem with it because you love red bones.
Are they being led by Rachel Zoliak?
Wow, and there it is. There it is. Now look at him coming back for his title, Mama Noise. He's not gonna let you go bumping tonight.
IMTV out. Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
Shout out to Rachel Dolezal, giving us the best that she got.
Gotta make that money some kind of way.
Mama Noise don't like her.
I wasn't even gonna give her credit by saying her name right, but you went ahead and did that. So.
Well, I'm just trying to show respect where respect is due. Is that all right?
So
I don't
is
have
it
to.
really due? Is it really due?
Now, put this OnlyFans together for me and you.
She did lead the NAACP at one time, so I guess
She loved black people.
She only had one scandal the whole time she was there.
Was it a scandal or just an identity crisis?
Yeah, well, you know. That's how she
You're having the same scandal Candace Owens and Kanye are having right now, walking around in White Lives Matter t-shirts.
Dude, I was gonna ask you,
What's
did you
the
see
difference?
that? I was gonna ask you if you saw that.
I absolutely saw Candace Owens and Kanye pull up at Fashion Week talking about with White Lives Matter shirts on.
I was gonna send that to you, but something in my spirit told me not to do it.
He was this close to getting Kim back, and then he did that. Now it's over.
And people gonna keep buying his stuff. They're gonna keep buying his stuff, keep making him rich.
I just need him to take his medication. I think it'd be all right if he takes his medication.
I'm not even gonna give him that credit that he's sick anymore because he know what the hell he's doing. He a grown ass man. He know what the hell he doing.
He's a weirdo, that's for sure.
Yeah, because he's walking around with a White Lives Matter shirt on.
So what I've done in my life as it relates to Kanye is I've drew a line in the sand, and I've said this is pre-crazy Kanye, and this is post-crazy Kanye, and I've chosen not to listen to post-crazy Kanye, but pre-crazy Kanye be like, "Oh, this is a banger."
He was always crazy.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me he was crazy though. I didn't know. I thought he was just a crazy genius. I didn't realize
that's what I was gonna say, cuz there was pre-crazy no money Kanye and then post-money crazy Kanye. Like but he was always crazy. Something was always he was
I didn't know it was crazy. I thought he was crazy ellipsis genius, Kanye. I didn't know it was crazy, period. That's it. You know, he's just crazy. He's out there.
And then he took his buddy along with him too. That's
Candace?
Yeah. We just defended her because we were just defending her last week.
And I have to make an apology. Because last week on this here podcast, I said there's no black man that want to sleep with Candace Owens. There may be one.
There's more than one.
More than one.
Well, I'm just saying, if you show up to Fashion Week in matching shirts, you could be that one.
You have the
most
picture
people walk around matching shirts.
Do you have the picture of them matching together?
I do. Let me well, I can get it, you know.
Yeah, like I had it earlier. I was gonna send it to you, man, but I changed my mind.
Some people could.
And I honestly don't think even though they support the same cause, I don't think that she would break it up in it.
You don't think she would do what now? Say it one more time.
I don't think she would break him up in it. I think there's no way. I don't think that White Lives Matter t-shirt is gonna get him in her drawers.
You know how much he
worth? To her, he's still a black man.
I don't know. He's a billionaire, Alan.
You know how much he worth?
Yeah, but he's still a black man.
Don't matter.
Why is he doing that? That's weird.
That's weird.
Let me see what's going on.
Okay, change the screen.
Let me see what's going on here. There we go. There you are.
Oh my goodness.
What's on the front of the shirt? I never could get a good picture of the front of the shirt.
I don't know.
Is it Trump?
No, it's not Trump. It's like some Christian dude, John Pablo something, Juan Pablo. But they smile together, holding hands. Maybe they're a couple now. A couple of idiots. See, look at them.
Man,
Get my new boo.
and people gonna keep supporting him though, man. That's the crazy.
Hey, dude. Well, this is the nature of the beast, y'all. That's
I was just got too. They don't have my side.
You know what, Matthew Hayes? First of all, what up, bro? Second of all, you are so right. That's why I said it's two Kanye's. It's the pre-crazy Kanye and it's the post-crazy Kanye. Or the exposed crazy Kanye.
Well, really what it goes down to is the attention-seeking Kanye.
Well, he's always been that.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's always been the attention-seeking Kanye.
It doesn't matter what he says. He just tried to get attention. To say what he said on stage about George W. Bush was a total attention-seeking moment. And to do what he did to that country singing girl, what's her name?
Taylor Swift.
Attention-seeking.
I didn't know she was country.
She started country. She claims country from time to time. Now she's more pop.
Yeah.
Well, just trying to get attention.
You know what? To me, to Matthew's point, the worst part of Kanye to me is that he becomes an example, a false example in our community. That's the most dangerous part about him because he is financially successful. He is career-wise successful. And he says just enough stuff to whoever wants it to make sense for it to make sense. And that is the most dangerous part because he becomes a representation by default.
He's giving these kids a false.
But that's always been the case.
Right. That's what makes him dangerous. Because it becomes, that's not who we are. But it looks like that's who we are.
I mean, but we've done that to every black singing star.
Well, we have.
We elevated them all.
No,
whether
yeah.
they were hoish or not, whether they were women abusers or not, we still elevated them.
Yeah. Well, speaking of elevation, Will got movies coming out. Y'all see that?
Good for him.
He's back. Will is back.
Good for him.
It's going to be on Apple TV. I think it's a slave movie.
Don't come back with your first movie being a slave movie.
It's a historical action thriller directed by Antoine Fuqua. Shout out to him.
Like what?
What do you mean? Are you talking to us or are you talking to somebody in the room? I'm gonna mute you, Mama Noise. Go ahead and say what you need to say. All right.
Yeah, she wasn't talking to us. She wasn't talking.
Yeah, I don't think she was talking to us. But there's the streaming thing.
So when did he work on that?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Was it pre-slap, post-slap?
I don't know. That's a great question.
He looked like Abraham Lincoln.
Are you saying that just because it's a slave movie, you want to put him in the Abraham Lincoln category?
No, with the beard and all that, he looked like Abraham Lincoln.
The premise is after being whipped nearly to death, a slave named Peter escapes from a Louisiana plantation, outwitting cold-blooded hunters as he makes his way north, where he joins the Union Army, and the film is based on the true story of Gordon.
Gordon.
Yes. Gordon.
I love a good slave. I love a good slave Negro movie.
Somehow I'm not shocked at all.
Why do you like slave movies?
A good Jim Crow movie. I love those movies.
I gotta be honest with you, Anthony Bruce. If he's walking around slapping plantation on, I am all in.
I'm all in for that movie.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I am all in.
But see, cuz just dangled that carrot out there, but I gotta know. I gotta know why.
Well, I believe, Mr. Ron, since you asked so kindly, I believe that it is imperative that we never forget. It is too easy to say, I don't want to watch that because I get angry. I don't want to watch that because
that's a good joke.
It makes me depressed. I don't want to watch that because, it's old. It's in the past. We can never ever forget it.
Matt,
this country will always celebrate 9/11 every single year. They will never let it die. But we are willing to allow the stories that came from slavery to die because it rubs us the wrong way. We need to see it. We need to be constantly reminded that people came before us that didn't have nearly what we have. Now, what are we going to do with it?
All right, do you eat chitlins when you watch your slave movies? Because just out of respect for the slaving of it all. Or biscuits and gravy is also an option. The people are asking. It's not me, it's the people.
Them damn noise makers, boy, I tell you.
They just want to know. What do you like? Do you like a cup of
He done told you before, it's the pig ear sandwich, man. If he gonna watch a slave movie, he's eating ears.
We need to consistently be reminded of the struggle of our people that came before us.
Are you ignoring the noisemakers as they ask these very pertinent questions?
That reminder should propel you to want to do better in the name of those that struggled, that couldn't do better.
So did you see Woman King this weekend?
Yes, I did. I told you, God damn it, I was gonna go, and I went.
I know you better calm down.
Oh my.
You trying to talk me my tone earlier, and then I done toned it down, and you want to talk about
IMTV out. Savage! I'm a savage!
Yes, Ron, we went. The whole family went, and we all loved it.
Oh, wonderful.
The girls did all that crying. I wasn't gonna be up in there crying, but what a powerful story.
And the first time they cried was when a certain girl died.
Right.
Tyree.
Powerful story.
Mom, no, there's a bunch of people that died in the movie.
I know what.
There's a lot of dead people.
I'm not going to tell you why it's so powerful, but powerful story. You guys need to see it, seriously. It was. Hey, the kids came out saying, thank you for bringing us. They said, thank you for bringing us. That was a good movie.
Did you take all kids that look like you or a mixed group?
Well, everybody lives in my house looks like me.
Okay. Well, I'm asked. I didn't know.
Are you sure?
What?
I just want to make sure if none of them don't look like me.
No, we ain't got no bright damn new whites up in here.
What? Oh, damn.
He was dangling it out there, Mama Noisy. You went for it.
That look 9 a second. You
Everybody up in here belongs to the chocolate factory.
Walked right into it.
Walked right into it.
There was a way out. The exit said go right, and you just ran right past.
Told you, man,
great movie. Go see it.
It's about two. It's probably right about 2 hours, give or take. Really good movie.
Listen, I stayed awake, and that's hard to do. I just told the truth. I'm not ashamed. I stayed awake. That's a damn good movie.
and don't leave. Well, I'm knowing when y'all go see it, don't leave immediately.
We don't do that anyway.
When it ends, you get sit for a while. Just sit for a little bit.
It's got a Marvel quality to it.
It's got something at the towards the end.
That Marvel thing.
Noisemakers have a question for you.
It is based on a true story.
Yes, it is based on a true story. From what I heard, it was based on a true story.
Yeah, it's based on a true story.
Yes, it is.
All right. Well, like we said earlier, tickets have gone on sale today for Black Panther. I fear if you don't go ahead and get them now, you're gonna probably be out of luck.
I'm not gonna go see when it first opens because I'm gonna be there with all the people.
I'm gonna say like Mr. Ron said, the message in this movie, I like it better than Black Panther.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Well then, will you be going to see, or we're pulling up on Apple TV, Emancipation?
Like I told you, I like a good slave movie. I really do. I like to be reminded. I really do. That's no joke. All joking aside, that's the truth.
Shout out to slavery then.
That's why in our family, over the years, I've taken my daughter. We've gone to damn near every plantation we could. Whether it was Louisiana,
trying to feel the spirit of the ancestors.
Whether it was Louisiana, Mississippi, Virginia, it didn't matter. We've gone because the history is there. What we can't do is ride around in our fine cars and live in our fine homes and forget of those that came before us.
Right.
That's why I said you went there trying to stir up some ancestors.
So for you, it's slavery and cemeteries.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Somewhere in between those two dichotomies.
Cemetery.
No, I'm just saying somewhere in between those two dichotomies is the truth that you are living. Which makes sense because that's where we fall, somewhere between slavery and cemetery.
Matter of fact, me and the girls passed one the other day, and I said, "Boy, no." The girl said, "I wonder if Mr. J's been over here."
Oh damn!
No,
well, hey, most plantations are graveyards, so
I ain't never been no.
Wow, look at that!
You're damn right they are. You're damn right they are.
Yeah, we're proud of you, Jay. You really are.
Well,
I can't. I probably couldn't go to.
You couldn't go to a plantation.
I was trying to explain to my daughters the other day. They like, I'm too real or whatever. I don't know what they did. I said all I said was, simply put, is my mother told me about the history of picnics. And they was like, Mama's get ready. Dad, Mama's get ready to ruin picnics. I said, all I said was, is my mom said is that a lot of Wahite people would sit and watch Black people be hung while they enjoyed their lunch on Sundays. And it was called the picnic. And my mother told me it was called Pick-a-Nigga. And when I said it in class, okay, first of all, the teacher should never let me have a microphone because that's what I said. I said, that's what I was taught. And then he was like, I Googled it and it's not there. And I said, yeah, there's some stuff. And I said it, Google. There's some stuff Google does not know because there are a lot of people walking around with history in their head that has not been put on paper, not been keyed in on a computer. Some of that stuff is just, you got to get it from the people that were there. And that's what she explained. And then one time I Googled it and it kind of tried to give lean into a little bit of that. And then I don't know how you can't get that if you didn't see Billie Holiday versus wasn't it versus the US?
Yes.
How could you not get that? How could you not understand that when you hear her sing Strange Fruit? That's all I'm saying.
But Mama knows what's with it though. What's your issue with it?
What's my issue with picnics?
Yeah. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not. I'm trying to have a conversation. A serious conversation. What's your issue with it?
My issue is for someone to feel so comfortable in thinking that justice you have to hang people to enjoy your food. You become that numb that it's entertainment for you. Then you got your kids with that mindset. You're giving your kids that mindset into thinking that's okay as well.
But Mama Noah, that's the history. There's nothing we can do about that.
But nobody talks about it.
That's why it's imperative that we don't let it die, that we remind ourselves of it as much as possible, so that we don't really believe that we live in a post-racial society, so that we don't believe that color doesn't exist. Like you got a black Negro walking around talking about white lives matter. You can't go there. You can't forget. It's not that it should not drum up hatred in you, because us here on this here podcast, even Ron, I know it is. We are Christians. We believe in Christ.
I believe in him.
So we don't drum up. We don't bring it up in order to bring out the hatred in us towards them, but we bring it up in order to remind us of who we are, where we come from, and what we can do to honor them.
Right.
In my house, I have people that could have never lived the life that I live. And they have prominent places in my home. Simply because they couldn't. We can't get so comfortable until we are turned off by the history of this country. We have to remind ourselves of the history, because the Wahites don't want to remind themselves of it.
Well,
they
want
to
erase the history. Erase the history as if it never happened.
Exactly.
And I just told them simply, I told them what my mama, was with, protesting civil rights and all that type of stuff. I'm saying that's what we took, was what our parents taught us. And so I'm trying to teach my kids, and they just like, it's almost like it's better not to know.
No, I don't think that's it, Mama Noise. I don't think they mind knowing. I just think your passion is so strong sometimes that it probably freaks them out. And you gotta find a way. We gotta find a way not to soften the experience, because we can never soften the experience. But we gotta find a way to present it to where the palatability is understood. You gotta understand, these kids are not us. They are not raised. For them, it's kind of like the further you get away from the realistic nature of a thing, the more unfathomable the thing becomes. And I think that's what we are. That's where we are. We're
that's
2-3 generations. Yeah, we're 2-3 generations away from it. So the further we get away from it, the harder it is to receive its reality. But it is real, and we have to remind our young Black kids that it is real, and that the effects of it are still as real today as they've always been. That's what we're saying. So you got to find a way. You just got to redirect your message a little bit and connect it to a generation who struggles to receive it in that way. See, we received it because we were only one generation away from it.
Right. Right.
So it was very easy to understand. Listen,
we also saw a lot of it too.
Yeah, I still remember not being able to go on road trips with my granddaddy. We'd have to either pull over to the side of the road, or there were certain, gas stations we couldn't go to it. I'm not that old, but that was still in the 70s where we were still reconciling some of that.
Hell, it was times you couldn't drive at night. You only could travel during the day.
Right. So I get it. I get what it is, but now we're like I said, 3-4 generations from it, and it's like it's harder.
My mom told me about a story once that she was that was going down the back roads because I think we couldn't ride the interstates or something like that.
It was dangerous to ride the interstates.
It was dangerous to ride the interstates, and it was nighttime. And she said her boyfriend got a flat tire, and the sheriff came up, and he hadn't done anything. They had a flat tire. I don't know if they was in the wrong area or what, but he took him to jail.
Yeah.
The jail was in a house basement, and the courthouse was in the house. And you like, if we had to drop for it that says everything's in somebody's house, that means they get to call all the shots.
And the judge's wife was the secretary.
Right.
I mean, it was all in the family. They just
exactly.
They had you. Yeah.
Exactly. She was like, I didn't know what.
That's the other part that we need to know just how corrupt, my God, the justice system was towards blacks back in the day.
Yeah.
How they made shit up on us all the time. We can't forget that.
And then also help our kids to understand that the reality of that is they're not as far removed from that as they think they are.
Right. As much
that
as you think
is a possibility today in 2022. We've seen it in real time. And thank God for video, or there are cases where we would see other things. Yeah. So yeah, that's why we tell the story. I kid with Cuz about the slave movie thing. I don't necessarily like watching a whole bunch of slave movies, but I do keep the message alive, because if I don't tell my kids the truth, who will? Because everybody's trying to act like it didn't happen.
Yeah. And it looks like our education system, if we don't intervene, they're trying to erase, like, in other words, we're trying to make, for our grandchildren's children, they're trying to give them a history with holes in it.
A lot of states have pretty much wiped it out.
Yeah.
I believe as worse as slavery was to us, for us to forget about it is just as bad.
Yeah.
And we are at risk of forgetting about it and moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is not about trying to make somebody feel guilty. This is just saying,
no.
Here's who we are. Here's who we've been.
Yeah.
And then asking the hard question, can we be better?
You got to know your past to get to your future.
Right. Now that you know what the truth is, you have a choice to make. Young white person, young white male, young white female. Will you choose to repeat these mistakes, or not even mistakes, but egregious acts? Will you choose to repeat these egregious acts, or will you try to do better?
I'm going to tell you something I didn't know until I got into history. I didn't know. I can stand corrected. If I'm incorrect, please let me know. But I didn't know until I was, I believe it was TED Talks. We had TED Talks in the classroom talking about the transatlantic slave trade. That African countries, some of them were giving Africans, and they weren't Americans yet, giving Africans to the different
spoils of war, Mama Noise.
They were giving them because they were like, okay, we're going to give you, like, the prisoners we have here, we'll give you those. Like, in other words, our bad people, we'll give you those.
Commodity. They were commodities to each other.
And I was like,
right.
I know you said, spoil of war. I was like, how could you just give your people away? I know you say, but you know, he a thief, he's a this, he's a that.
It wasn't even that. If you look at some, because going back and look at a lot of the history, but if I conquer a village, the best way for me to keep that village is to get rid of the man that still survived. Because now if I let them stay, I'm taking the chance of them revolting back, trying to take the village back that I just took.
Mhm.
So take those prisoners, and when the slave trade started, it made sense for me to put them out as commodity to get them out of the village.
Not only that, there was this thing called gunpowder
that we didn't have.
That Africans didn't have.
Well,
and villagers said, "Wait a minute, what is that? That's a gun." Oh, really? And I can have a gun and control my people even better than gun and gunpowder? Sign me up. What's it going to take? 3 black people? Psh, done. Because power.
You're selling other people. So you're not selling your village and your people. You were selling the people that you conquered.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix, but there was a movie called High on the Hog, I believe. It's kind of like a documentary, if you will, but it's about food. A black man is talking about all the different, you know, how we came up with the, you know, where okra comes from, you know, Africa, and, you know, black eyed peas and things like that. The type of things that we call soul food and where its origin and so forth. But that particular show on Netflix, High on the Hog, I believe it's called High on the Hog.
Yeah, it is.
But he shows where he goes to the actual dock where the Africans left to come to America.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, that dude breaks all the way down. Like he could just feel the presence of what all took place in that specific spot. Matter of fact, it's almost a walk away. You know, like a trail all the way up to the dock.
The boardwalk.
He went down that whole pathway.
The boardwalk.
Well, that from all the way wherever they were enslaved at, all the way, you know, like a green mile, if you will, all the way there. He was like, man, it's like when he got to that spot, it was like, oh my gosh, these people left here and they never returned. And you know that if you haven't seen that, that's heavy. That's just, you know, he couldn't even get himself together. They filmed it all. He was falling apart because it was like, man.
That's why I tell you, when you guys get a chance, if y'all can do it this weekend, during the week, you have to go see The Movie King. I'm telling you. Everything we talking about now, you're gonna be like,
wow.
We're gonna figure it out. We got to figure it out. We got to get up to Little Rock and go see it. This actually might be a good weekend to do it because this homecoming weekend here at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, so we can sneak off and not have nobody in the theater with us.
Man. Yeah, you definitely want to see it when it's quiet. It's gonna tell you, you're gonna watch the whole thing. You ain't gonna turn away.
Yeah,
you would not.
It's been a good show today. Again, the only podcast that I know of that can cover slavery and pee all in the same podcast, and it all makes sense and flows. It's very impressive.
Don't forget, cabbage smelling piss.
That's what I'm saying. It's impressive. I mean, there's nothing we can't talk about on this show. Nothing. Mama knows why you shaking your head like that. I'm just saying it's the real. That's the real. That's what them young boys say is real. That's real.
And we didn't go into a tangent either today, Mama Noise. We didn't go around with the word today at all.
Kyrie, you know what? This show ain't over with.
It's about to be though. It's about to be. We're at the end. We're at the very end. Y'all come back for tomorrow. Talk that Tuesday. But I want to show a quick promo because we're gonna have a different kind of fun this weekend. And can we do the promo real quick? Somebody cue up the promo. Here we go. So normally our game nights are kind of self-contained, where it's just us on the screen playing and you guys get to watch, but not this weekend. This weekend, you will get to participate live in real time with us on the show. So this should be interesting to see how this unfolds. So we'll talk you through how to do it, but you're gonna need your phone or some type of device, computer device, whatever, or tablet, whatever. But you will be able to participate with us on the game night this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait. So invite somebody, tell them to grab a stiff drink, and we're gonna have some fun. Talk trash at each other, and just have some fun. Saturday night. It's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you all too. So last couple of Saturday nights have been great. The step show was great. The Encore Wine Awards were great this past weekend. Just been a fun last few Saturdays. All right, people. Anything else? Anybody got any thing we need to discuss? Are we good? Everybody good? All minds are clear. That's what the pastor normally says at the end. All minds are clear.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all, we love each and every one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday night. We appreciate you. And we'll be back to do it all over again tomorrow night. Y'all sit tight for a second. I got to run something by y'all. Hold on.